Greetings. Welcome back to Blackbird News, where everything is connected. What's going on, people? How you doing? Sorry for the lateness. My apologies. I got stuck somewhere, so very frustrating. But we are here. We are here. What's happening? I have a lot going on. So, I won't even go into how much I have going on, but I did actually release a record. So, a new record is released. It is called Matador Volume 1. And it's here. Here's a link in the chats. We're live on Substack, YouTube, and on Odyssey. And it took a little while to get Odyssey going, but hopefully, wherever you're watching, give a shout. When in doubt, give a shout. So yeah, I got a new record out. I've been working hard. I've been doing so many things. And it has been I'm like stretched all the way around. And it's Christmas, it's December. That's like really soon. That's like next week. So next week sometime they're having this thing called Christmas. What's up? Illuminatus Primus. Love the handle. YouTube is getting everybody to get fancy. Yeah. But thanks for tuning in, guys, on kind of short notice and late notice and with a wonky schedule. My apologies for not being here at 4 when I said I was going to be here. I generally don't like to operate as such, but hey. So what I wanted to, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. All right, man. So we've been talking forever about Sabrina Wallace. Do you guys know who Sabrina Wallace is? What's up? What's up, Bella? A few of you know who Sabrina Wallace is. And I've been listening pretty steadily to Sabrina Wallace talking about basically they already have had the capabilities for quite some time to basically log into people's biometric or biosphere. Maybe biosphere isn't the right name, but biofield is the word I'm looking for. And it's really out there stuff. If you listen to it, you could feel a little bit like, whoa. You can feel a little bit crazy. The claims can sound a little crazy. Interestingly enough, like the last video, I'm listening to a video of hers right now. What is it called? She doesn't do YouTube stuff, I don't think, too much anymore. I think she does like no. She does stuff on Rumble and Odyssey mostly. So she talks about M bands and sipper nets and nipper nets, and like it's pretty deep, weird stuff to listen to. But I find it just absolutely fascinating. And also absolutely frightening at the same time. So Bella, yes. Yeah. Well, I think it could be true of like a lot of people, right? A scary thing might be to step into somebody else's brain space. I think mainly because of, I'm going to go off track, but mainly because of you are a highly regulated system based on your emotions and your memories, right? Not just memories, but like muscle memory, full body memories, right? And all of these things have built up an experience that pushes you forward, right, in a certain way. So like we are absolutely unique, all of us. Malkovich, yep. Yeah. So anyways, I'm talking about Sabrina Wallace, and yeah, if you go to Rumble and look up Synergy, Psinergy, her latest video, FCC M Band 6, is chock full of information that would make you go, what the F? It just, I don't know. It's out there. It's out there stuff. But here's the thing that kind of confirmed something for me, because I have been listening to this. I don't know how many people are listening to her. I don't know how many people are aware of what's going on. Some other people are talking about things along the same lines. Some people, like Ryan Sikorsky, Seven Seas, kind of talks about it. Ryan Christian talks about it a little bit, about nanobots, the nanosphere. A lot of talk about the vaccines during COVID being basically a Trojan horse for giving everybody nano particles, particulates that would then set them up to make them more susceptible to this outward electrical control. And people were putting it together with 5G, and everybody was like, "You're crazy." And as more people are talking about this and pointing to the actual facts on the ground, or the facts on the internet, like papers that have been published and people that have been talking about this for like decades, as people are pointing out to the reality of this actually being true, it's not that crazy at all. So I know I'm starting off a little bit out there. All of this is just information to consider, right? And consider at your own risk, consider at your own tolerance, consider at your own time, and your own leisure. I don't know. I've wanted to like just kind of run through some of her videos, sometimes just to show people what she's talking about. But anyways, hold on one second. Let me see. So I have been watching this stuff about like that, a few people are saying they already have the capabilities. They already have the ability to like log into your biofield or hack into your biofield and start and do stuff, mess around. And Trump came out the other day and said something wild. He was talking about 5G and 6G. Her whole series is kind of under this moniker of like under the skin. He literally said the words under the skin. And it was like, whoa. Like, and a few people caught this and were like, hey, he just said something really important right here. Even though, everything that he says is supposed to be crazy. And he's, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. He can say almost anything and it can be laughed off as crazy, or he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's an insane person, but he is actually a top disclosure mouthpiece. He's one of the top mouthpieces of disclosure. That's what he's there for. He's there to say to oopsie, I said the thing out loud. Whoops. You know, that's what he does. Listen to this. Listen.
So we're into 6G now. I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See,
What?
I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature.
What?
Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna. But I tell you, it's the 6 is coming, huh?
Does he sound like his speech is slurred a little bit? Is that me? It sounds like Trump's speech is slurred in that video. But isn't that weird? He's like, you know, 5G, here comes 6G, and what are they going to do? They're going to see a little deeper into your skin. I don't know, man. That's like that when he said that, I was like, ding, 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 ding. the light bulbs went off. The lights started flashing. He is getting old. You're right. And that's what the elderly do. They do start to slur a bit. I mean, Biden was. I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. I would play you some of Sabrina Wallace's stuff, but it's just, I don't know. I need to I would have to have some notes and some. She goes like all over the place. But man, she brings some interesting. Not only that, one of the videos she played on one of her shows like a week or two ago, and this is something that I want to find. I got to go back through and dig. Is a woman in, I think, China or Japan, I don't know, somewhere in the Far East, talking about secret stem cell, like secret organ, like theft sites in the Far East, Cambodia and places like that. But basically what they're doing is giving, you can pay a couple $1 million to get these stem cell treatments that are going to keep you youthful, forever and ever. And only the wealthy can afford it. But there are these black market, places where they steal babies' bodies. They have baby factories. It's a crazy video, but she's like, this is all been revealed, I guess, in the news over there. And it's also, I guess, it's fairly well known. And it also coincides with like Xi Jinping and Putin, Vladimir Putin, having a ha moment about we're going to live to 150 with the new, youth generating developments. Right. And she's, anyways. I don't know, creative. I don't know about 5G, but they have the capabilities of seeing through walls that we know of, right? They have right, like ways to penetrate walls to see where people are at, bodies are at, right, things are at. And anything that is disclosed as as a advancement that we know about, they already have, they have some, they're 20 years or 30 years or 40 years or 50 years advanced from that. So if they are disclosing that they have these technologies that can see through walls, they're already way beyond that. Way beyond that. And I'm I'm sure that they have the capabilities of, if they really want to, finding you, locking onto you, and, never letting go. Yes, it's good. Always good to have in the closet. Well, they can spot. Yeah. No, they have like a, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Here's a brief synopsis. Israeli developed military technology. Surprise, surprise. Now enables operators to detect people and objects behind walls using advanced radar and artificial intelligence. The Zaver 1000, produced by Camaro Tech, uses millimeter wave radar to provide high resolution imaging, allowing users to distinguish between adults, children, animals, and even identify body positions such as sitting, standing, or lying down. This capability, demonstrated in 2022, offers real-time situational awareness for military law enforcement and search and rescue operations. Again, if they are revealing this to be a public facing, we acknowledge we have this technology, they have something way more advanced than that. You can guarantee it. You don't even have to question it. They already have it. They're already, they're working on it. They already have it. Something way scarier is afoot. They have an attachment for your iPhone that can see pipes and walls. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, it's a very scary world we're walking into. Is basically the upshot of what I'm trying to tell you. What I was trying to tell you. Got a couple people watching on Odyssey. That's cool. Thanks for watching on Odyssey, folks. I mean, Sabrina Wallace is saying stuff like they can literally log into your biofield with a freaking iPhone. I don't know if that's true, but the more I see, the more I'm like, huh. The more things that are disclosed as time goes on, the more I'm like, huh, that sounds an awful lot like. And again, she's not the only one talking about this. There are lots of people talking about this. Ryan Christian has been talking about this for forever. I don't know. I don't know how we resist it. I don't know how we, I'm presenting this evidence. Trump saying that out loud like that is like not a mistake to me. That's the iPhone face detect. I don't even use the fingerprints. Oh no, I would never. I would never. But yeah, the face detect. They have that going on. They're constantly looking at where your eyes are focusing on the screen and looking for facial reactions. Blah blah blah. That's happening. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I feel like this shouldn't be happening. I feel like this is stuff that needs to be resisted. I feel like this is stuff that needs to be called out and stopped, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to stop it. But the ultimate, what's the end goal of this? Obviously, is to manage you, to robot you, whether you like it or not, to, install, whatever CRISPR technology or DNA or, et cetera, into you or on you without your knowledge or without your consent, to whatever it might be. And let me tell you, none of these people are nice people or good people. They're not interested in nice or good or your safety or your well-being. They're interested in total and complete control. Yeah, so that was a weird moment in time there when Trump said they can see even better under your skin. All right, great. That's wonderful. Yeah, whatever platform you're watching on, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a share, give it a retweet or repost something Havana syndrome. Yeah. Right? I mean, that whole thing was a big deal, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's not. That's not real." Sure, are you sure? I feel like Havana syndrome has been happening for a long time. Yep, Mengele Musk using detainees for Neuralink experiments. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what's happening. Courtesy of Dre, right? Yep. They're going. That's the thing it's it's infuriating, and it's also disabling on some levels because it's hard to think like, how are we going to stop this? Right? They're going full speed ahead on chipping people and implanting things into people and hacking your biofield and hacking into you like without your consent or knowledge. And I mean, imagine if they can create whole realities for you without you even knowing it. I mean, they already do that with propaganda, right? They already do that quite effectively for people, but they, like literal hallucination realities, right? For people. I feel like it's not that far-fetched. If you can see AI merging with biofield hacking into like, you don't need an Oculus, you don't need Google glasses, you don't need something even in front of your face. They could just hack into you and create like a video screen in your brain, right? Here's where you're going, here's what you're doing. It's just, it's MK Ultra, like, I don't know, 8.0 or whatever it is that they're up to now. The Army has microwave weapons that makes your skin burn. Yeah. And that's old. That's old, man. That's what, 20 or 30 years old? They've had that forever. I don't know. It's scary. That's all I can say. That's all I can tell you. And this is what Trump is here to do this time around. And this is why there is absolutely, just very, very weak opposition from the Democrats. I don't see, where's the impeachment hearings? Where's the criminal hearings? Where is it? All we get is the Epstein files, which I'm beginning to think, and I'm sure a lot of people are like, duh, I'm beginning to think that is just a huge red herring, right? The Epstein files is just that whole thing is just a big look over here while we do this stuff over here. And that just buys us time to like push this in while everybody's like, well, what about the Epstein files? you know? Should we go find some Dre? Hold on. She had something out recently, which and I forgot about this. Kate sent me this on Substack. I have not had a chance to read this. I read like the first couple of paragraphs. It looks really interesting, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to like look at that more thoroughly before I talk about it. Trump just took away endangered species protection for our Oregon salmon. Yeah. Oh, the FDA is rolling back rules on pesticides. It's a full-on assault on anything that protects you or the planet. And this is my only hope. Like I'm at a loss as to what it is we should do, but they are so stuck on stupid. They are so absolutely determined to do the dumbest possible fucking things that they are going to try. They're going to just take themselves out in their stupidity. Yep. Hold on one second, y'all. There's been a few shootings too, right? I wanted to talk about those, even though I feel like everything is fake. All these news stories are generated to get people like on the outrage machine, or to give a pretext for, it's more anti-Semitic. We must stay vigilant against anti-Semitism. I feel like this is old. No. Didn't she already do this? Trump isn't building a ballroom? Or is this a new edition of this? Let's check this one out from Dre.
Look, Trump is not building a ballroom. This much, I feel like, is obvious. I made a video about this a few weeks ago, giving a thesis of what I think is actually being built, and that video...
Hello. Oh, you know what's weird? The last like 3 videos of her I watched, they stopped playing like somewhere in the middle. Like somebody doesn't want her to. Either this is a Substack glitch or this is a we don't like Dre glitch.
Look, Trump is not building a ballroom. This much, I feel like, is obvious. I made a video about this a few weeks ago, giving a thesis of what I think is actually being built, and that video...
Oh, we're not going to be able to watch it. Sorry about that. I mean, she thinks they're building a bunker, and I think we've already talked about this. They're building like a survival bunker. Maybe they're planning on you know, getting us into some kind of nuclear war, and they think they're going to survive it. Like they're going to just get in the bunker and wait it out, and then they'll come out and they'll be like, and we rule the land and there's nothing else here. It was great. And for my next trick, I can only do it once. They're going to save AI. Yeah, it looks like she's just talking about the fact they're going to build a. I wish the video would play. Yeah. Underground data center, 160 feet deep. In October 2025, Trump said something that should have made every journalist in America ask harder questions. We're also working with the military on it, on the ballroom, because they want to make sure everything is perfect. And the military is very much involved in this. The military is very much involved in this ballroom, which makes perfect sense if you think about it, because if there's one thing the Pentagon is known for, it's their expertise in party planning and floral arrangements. Or maybe the military doesn't typically get involved in ballroom design. Yep. They are implementing some crazy freaking plans, y'all. And I don't, yeah, you know, I'm hoping that the way to stop it is for them to absolutely like fall apart or trip over their own bullshit into oblivion. But you know, the chances that they take us with them, very high, very high. Lord, there was a big shooting on Bondi Beach in Australia. Of course, yeah, it's targeting, you know, Hanukkah celebrations, and you know, this just sounds like this is another immediate like, nope, that's not a real story. That, I mean, I'm not saying that people didn't get shot. But where's James Lee when you need him? Hold on. James Lee just popped a good one on this. Because he says there are some similarities. Where is it? Between this and Charlie Kirk. Hold on. Here we go.
There's something about this whole thing that just doesn't make any sense.
So what's going on here? What's going on in Australia? Who are the paid actors? Who are they being paid by? And what's the ultimate objective here?
The Jerusalem Post is now pushing a narrative saying that Iran was maybe involved in the Bondi Beach shooting. They say that Israeli authorities are investigating whether state actors, chiefly Iran, were involved in the mass shooting attack against Sydney's Jewish community at Bondi Beach on Sunday. A senior U.S. official told Fox News that if the Islamic Republic ordered the attack, then the U.S. would fully recognize Israel's right to strike Iran in response. People call me crazy for thinking events like this might be potentially false flags, right? They say, how can everything be a false flag? But if the first response from Israel and the United States is to say, let's bomb Iran, I think it would be somewhat journalistic malpractice not to investigate that possibility. This is from the Times of Israel, 19th of August, 2025. Quote, in a scathing letter, Netanyahu gives Australian Prime Minister until Rosh Hashanah to act against anti-Semitism. Or else what?
I wrote, your call for a Palestinian state pours full fuel on the anti-Semitic fire.
Is this what it's all about? Do they actually care about anti-Semitism? Or is this just about the fact that earlier this year, the government of Australia recognized Palestine as an independent state. I posted this earlier today. Naveed Akram, one of the alleged shooters in the Bondi Beach attack, was searched in Israel on December 9th. You could see right here the massive spike today once the news broke of the horrific shooting. But if you rewind a couple of days or a few days, December 9th at 4 a.m., there were some pretty significant spikes or search traffic for one Naveed Akram. On that note, where is the police? There is a police station, the Bondi police station, situated literally 1 block away from the shooting.
For 20 minutes, they shoot, change magazine and just shoot.
Would this not be like the worst place to do an attack like this? Could there have been a potential stand down order? I don't know. But something that we do know is that the Mossad is now evidently getting involved. Allegedly, Mossad sent warnings to Australia about anti-Semitic terror attack risks. Like, why is the Mossad getting involved in this? You know, it's kind of like right after Charlie Kirk was assassinated and Netanyahu came out and said, no, this definitely wasn't us. And then the ex-head of Mossad came out, oh, no, we don't assassinate anybody. It's like, well, who the hell was asking you guys? Why are you getting involved in the action? Nobody said anything about you guys until you did.
Yup. So, yeah, there was that, you know, and all the regular media coverage around there was a shooting at Brown University. They don't have the shooter. This one I didn't get to see as much of. So I don't know what is going on with, like, they don't really have a lot of information about the shooter or the motive or anything. They said a person of interest has been taken into custody. But this one looks, let me see. One of the victims at Brown was shot in the stomach in elementary school and was still having surgeries from that. Oh, what? Okay, so here, yes. Hold on. Give me the thing about the Brown shooting that was interesting is this. Was this, is this the person you're talking about? Oh no. This is different. Hold on one second. So the one of the victims in the Brown shooting was Brown shooter was military intel. Really? Jesse on fire. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to see. Do you have the video for that, or do you have a link for that? I'm not seeing it. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't even really like. Assad does like to, come by and say hello. Oh, is this it? Maybe this is it. No. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I wasn't really able to look at this shooting. Let's see. Brown University junior Mia Tretta was shot during a mass shooting at Saugus High School in Santa Clara. Oh my God. Now she joins a growing group of students who have endured multiple mass shootings at different stages of their education. Do you think that's true, or do you think it's a crisis actor thing? I did pull up this from Polly St. George, another one. There are many such cases. I did a video talking about a bunch of them a few years ago. In my opinion, it basically proves that the system uses crisis actors, but I'm not entirely sure the actors themselves even know it.
I mean, I never thought it would happen to me for the first time. And here we
Girl
are.
who
And
survived
unfortunately,
the
this is
2018 Parkland shooting also survived yesterday's school shooting in Florida. This is this April.
America for you. After surviving the park.
And somebody was like, how long has this person been in high school?
It happened to me for the first time.
She was an
And
FSU.
here we are. And unfortunately, this is America for you. After surviving the Parkland school shooting at Stoneman Douglas back in 2018, I was a freshman. After that day, I kind of woke up every morning thinking that it could be my last day.
Wasn't there a woman who was what was the guy's name in Aurora? Remember the theater shooting? This is years ago, like 10 or 15 years ago. What was the guy's name? It was like during a Batman movie, and the guy walked into the theater in Aurora, Colorado, and shot up a bunch of people. I'm just totally blanking on the dude's name. One of the women who was shot at that theater was also shot in another mass shooting, like in Canada. What are the odds? Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wizard. Darker. Woman was shot and survived a mass shooting in high school years ago. Now she's reeling from the Brown University massacre. Mia Page Tretta. Young woman who was shot and survived a shooting in high school years ago. Now she's reeling from the aftermath of the massacre that took place at Brown University. Oh, she just attended Brown. Got it. Mia was shot by a student at her high school in Santa Clarita. Santa Clarita is supposed to be like, I don't know, like a Southern California's version of Mayberry. It's supposed to be very, very safe. So 2 people at Brown had previously survived a shooting. Yeah. Dang. Oh, yeah. So you're yeah. Zoe Weissman, another Brown University student, recounted surviving the December 13th shooting tragedy. Years after she was a student during the mass shooting at a high school in Parkland. So she was in the Parkland shooting. Zoe Weissman. She was a Brown University. Okay, is this the same girl that we're? Why is she talking about? Oh, wait. This is not her. This is somebody else. Jesus Christ, I'm confused. So yeah, you're right, Bella. There was another girl. So 2 people survived Parkland to be in another school shooting situation. I mean, maybe. I guess there's so many people and so many guns. I guess it could be coincidence. At the same time, it's weird, right? Zoe Weissman, 2-time school shooting survivor. Zoe's grandparents, leaders of Zionists for America. Whoa. Ooh. That's interesting. That's an interesting coincidence, right? Don't you think? Yo. Her grandparents are leaders of Zionists for America. Totally unrelated, I'm sure. Timothy says these shootings are nuts. We had one in Roseburg, Oregon. Obama flew out here for it. It was a big deal. The thing that sucks is that there's so many that go on that it's hard to. It's easy to start just going like fake, fake, fake. It's hard to tell between like, is this a real shooting? Does this, or was this, a lot of them I'm sure are real shootings and people were shot and killed and stuff. But there are all these like, crisis actors around, or there's all these other, things going on that, set off the alarms of like, well, there was a drill just down the block, right? Always with these things. They were practicing for just this occasion, just over there. And then there was a school shooting. Whoa, who could have thought? That happens all the time. Dang. Says here, the odds of being involved in 2 separate incidents are estimated between 1 in 100 million and 1 in 1 billion. Those are big odds. Although there have been people who have been struck by lightning, twice or several times. So, way outside the realm of possibilities, but still a possibility. Huh. Okay. I don't know. All I got to say is all these. It sucks that they have to constantly terrorize people with this stuff, but that's what they do. Which actually, does go, fall in line with the idea that if you create enough chaos for people, you create a situation where people are, so feel so out of control that they will, ask, beg, plead for some kind of semblance of normalcy or regularity or safety, right? Even if it does impinge on their freedom, or what they used to think of as freedom. It sucks because you can't put anything past these nuts, these wing nuts that run the joint. See, I'm really annoyed that I can't get Dre's videos to play. She must have pissed off the major. Well, dang, y'all. I feel like that's pretty much what I had to talk about today. Thanks, Victory Jen, for that. Are you guys anybody suffering through some brutal cold on the East Coast? I just talked to somebody who was in Virginia earlier today, and she said it was super chilly. Washington floods. It was 1 degree in Chicago. Yikes. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Is it warmed up a little bit? I don't know what's going on here, but like it's been like 75 degrees every day, 80 degrees every day it's December, yo. Toasty warm today. I don't know what's going on. 32 Fahrenheit. Yeah, shoot. Kick off your shoes. Put some shorts on. Fire up the barbecue. 32. I have been so busy that I don't even have time to look at the news. That's how busy I've been. I've been just like 25 degrees. My God. Oh, dang. It is cold. 28 Fahrenheit in Georgia. What's everybody doing? Is everybody freaking out? You guys have any like snow on the ground or ice on the ground? Because I know in Georgia, people generally tend to lose their minds when it's below freezing, but Right, Fred. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Levee breaches in Washington prompting evacuations as atmospheric river renews flood threat. Atmospheric river. Dang. Just seeing this. Thanks for letting me in on it. This is the Desimone or Desimone levee breached near the city of Tukwila around noon local time on Monday. The levee is meant to reduce flood risks to more than 30,000 people in Tukwila, Kent, and Renton. We are asking the public to avoid the area and people in the area to evacuate. King County. Dang. Flash flood warning was issued for more than 45,000 people in the affected area. More rain is coming. Monday's storm is drenching parts of Washington, Oregon, and far northwestern California. Rivers were once again on the rise in the afternoon. Soaking rain in the mountains was also ramping up landslide threats. Dang. A second colder atmospheric river will bring periods of additional rain on Tuesday through Wednesday, keeping rivers elevated and slowing recovery from last week's flooding. Will also usher in stronger winds that could down trees and power lines. A third storm is likely to hit the region Thursday. Details are still coming into focus. But even more rain, wind, and high elevation snow is possible through the end of the week. Yeah, I'd say. It's 22. Oh, man. Well, stay warm, y'all. Stay toasty. All right, guys. thanks for checking in, tuning in, and hanging out. I'm going to keep this the same schedule this week just because I am absolutely overwhelmed with all the things. So next BBN will be Thursday at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. on Thursday will be the next Black Bear News. I'm gonna see if I can do some uploads between now and then, or and I'm probably going to try and do like a live music thing sometime this week. If you're on, follow me on Kevin Sandbloom at Kevin Sandbloom on Instagram or on YouTube. I'll probably would do one of those, I don't know, Wednesday maybe, but like I'll give you guys an update. But Thursday here, Black Bear News, 4 p.m. Pacific. 4 p.m. Pacific. I'll see you guys on Thursday. And thanks for checking in. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, if you want to support the show, there's links in the description box. You know how to do it. You know the thing with the thing. A lot of you already support the show. You know who you are. I appreciate you. I do. I'm going to try and get back to a regular schedule soon. I just life is a little bit chaotic right now. So and I am trying to make some music. There you go. Go get you some Matador. Oh, I'll drop the link one more time, guys, for anybody who missed it. I released a new record called Matador Volume 1. Here's the link. You can listen to the whole thing for free if you want, or you can buy it and listen to it. Whatever you want to do, go check it out. It'll be up for a little while to listen to the whole thing. I'll leave it up there for a bit. I don't need to put another link on Odyssey or Substack. I feel like you can just see them right there. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Peace out. See you on Thursday, 4 p.m. Peace and chicken grease, as they say. Until next time, beware the bear.
Bye.